my name is Daisha Hartman. Today I'm going to teach you how to properly do a forward step lunge. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 3 phases for the spotter and the athlete.
First, I'm going to talk about the starting position for the athlete. The athlete should step under the bar and position the feet parallel to each other. Next, the athlete should grasp the bar with a closed pronated grip. Then they should place the bar in a balanced position on the upper back and shoulders above the posterior deltoids at the base of the neck, using a hand grip only slightly wider than shoulder width. The athlete should lift the elbows up to create a shelf for the bar using the upper back and shoulder muscles. The athlete should hold the chest up and out. The athlete should tilt the head slightly up. And once the athlete's in position, they should signal the spotter for assistance in moving the bar off the supports. The athlete should extend the hips and knees to lift the bar. The athlete should take 2 or 3 steps backwards. And then once they do that, all repetitions begin from that position. The next phase for the athlete is the forward movement phase. The athlete should take 1 exaggerated step directly forward with one leg, which is the lead leg. The athlete should keep the torso erect as the lead foot moves forward and contacts the floor. The athlete should keep the trailing foot in the starting position, but allow the trailing knee to slightly flex. The athlete should plant the lead foot flat on the floor, pointing straight ahead or slightly inward. The athlete should allow the lead hip and knee to flex slowly and keep the lead knee directly over the lead foot. The athlete should continue to flex the trailing knee until it is 1 to 2 inches above the floor. The athlete should balance the weight evenly between the ball of the trailing foot and the whole lead foot. And lastly, the athlete should keep the torso perpendicular to the floor by sitting back on the trailing leg. The last phase I'm going to talk about for the athlete is the backward movement phase. The athlete should forcefully push off the floor by extending the lead hip and knee. The athlete should maintain the same erect torso position and make sure they do not jerk the upper body backwards. The athlete should bring the lead foot back to the position next to the trailing foot and make sure they do not stutter step backwards. The athlete should stand erect in the starting position, pause, and then alternate lead legs for the next repetition. Once the athlete is done with the repetitions, they should step towards the rack and place the bar in the supports. Now I'm going to talk about the starting position for the spotter. The spotter should stand erect and very close to the athlete, but they should not distract the athlete. Next, they should place the feet shoulder width apart with the knee slightly flexed. When the athlete signals them, they should assist with lifting and balancing the bar as it is moved out of the rack. The spotter should move in unison with the athlete as the athlete moves backward to the starting position. Once the athlete is in position, the spotter should get into a hip-width stance with the knee slightly flexed and the torso erect. And the spotter should position their hands near the athlete's hips, waist, or torso. The next phase for the spotter is the forward movement phase. The spotter should step forward with the same lead leg as the athlete. The spotter should keep the lead knee and foot aligned with the athlete's lead foot. The spotter should plant the lead foot 12 to 18 inches behind the athlete's lead foot. The spotter should flex the lead knee as the athlete's lead knee flexes. The spotter should keep the torso erect. They should keep the hands near the athlete's hips, waist, or torso, and the spotter should assist only when necessary to keep the athlete balanced. The last phase for the spotter is the backward movement phase. The spotter should push backward with the lead leg in unison with the athlete. The spotter should bring the lead foot back to a position next to the trailing foot and make sure they also do not stutter step backwards. The spotter should keep the hands near the athlete's hips, waist, or torso. The spotter should stand erect in the starting position, pause to wait for the athlete, and alternate lead legs for the next repetition. Once again, the spotter should only assist when necessary to keep the athlete balanced. And when the athlete's done with the repetitions, they should help the athlete rack the bar. If you don't feel comfortable using a barbell when performing a forward step lunge, another option you have is using dumbbells.
When you're done with your reps, make sure you clean off everything and put it back where it belongs. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned how to do a forward step lunge.